All right, y'all, we are back with another video, and here we go again with Donald Trump's attorney, Alina Habba. Like I always say before, I feel like she does a great job. For Donald Trump. And I definitely want to check this one out. This one is coming by Doug. I will leave the original video in the description. Make sure y'all go to Doug's channel and let him know that I sent you, all right? And he said that Donald Trump's attorney stuns media and reveals Judge Merchan's details. And I'm pretty sure Alina is finna tell everything, because we do know for a fact is that they trying to put another charge on Donald Trump. You got this crooked judge that sat up there and allowed a porn star to sit up there and go into like private details of what she was saying that she was doing with Donald Trump, where she saw of Donald Trump, just talking all under his clothes. Some disturbing details. And this judge sat there and let this woman say everything. And then at the end of her speech, her little speech she was doing about it, then he gonna tell her, well, none of that has nothing to do with the case. So if it has nothing to do with the case, why sit up there and let her just do that? You know why? Because he wanted to try to paint the narrative that Donald Trump is a disgusting person. People will stop trying to vote for him. That's the reason why he sat up there and let her do that. We ain't stupid. We know exactly what's going on. So we're going to definitely dive straight into this. Make sure y'all please hit that like button so the video can get out there and more people can see the reaction. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. And shout out to the ones that always watches the entire video. I appreciate all of you that do that. All right. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into it. And let's see exactly what Alina Habba got to say.
Trump attorney Alina Habba is on Fox News revealing details about the way Judge Juan Merchan snuck out little details about Trump, or had them kind of be able to ruminate on the gross aspect of Stormy Daniels, then tell the jury, oh, it never should have happened. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. This is how these trashy people are trying to plaster Trump with just the Stormy Daniels story. It's not going to work. Remember the E-tape or whatever it is in 2016, they thought that would take him out, the extra Hollywood tape where Trump said he'd grab a girl. Not that he said you can grab a girl, whatever, if you're famous enough. They thought that would end him, and it wasn't enough. Let's get into this one with Alina Habba.
Well, Judge Cannon reserved and did not give another date, but she said there is a tremendous amount of pretrial. There's other issues that have to be handled first. And
so she's giving us a quick update on the Eileen Cannon one that I forgot about. Just that how Jack Smith blew that case. It's getting pushed back indefinitely. Part of it because he covered up and doctored evidence. I'll explain in a minute.
Found out that Jack Smith has his hand in the cookie jar. He was intentionally taking evidence, not telling the court that he had basically taken classified document covers, put him on the wrong documents because they were sloppy.
These are about the photos. I don't know if you ever saw the Mar-a-Lago photos. It has stacks of documents all scattered on the floor. And they all have top secret, classified statements on them. That was all doctored and posed. They put those covers on the documents, and come to find out, some of the documents they put those on were not classified documents. That's falsifying evidence. And that's why Aileen Cannon said, look, this is all a big can of worms. We have to push this back, buddy.
And then what they did was put it in a footnote. They didn't think, when you put it in a footnote as a lawyer, that's, hey, I don't really want to highlight this, but it's in a footnote. And the people read it. We caught on. Obviously, our team is strong there, and they're looking at this closely. And Judge Cannon said, hold on. We got a lot of other things to do before you even try and pressure me, like you pressured many other judges, into having these rush trials before the November election.
Right. So that one is done. Mar-a-Lago, done. Fonnie Willis, likely done. And this Stormy Daniels one, well, there's no jail time associated with it.
Judge Merchan said about the defense complaining about the testimony, he said, I agree. It would have been better if some of these things had been left unsaid.
Now, this is about Judge Merchan allowing this gross testimony to come out about Stormy Daniels, speaking specifics about her and Trump in the sack, which is nobody's business, isn't even part of the case because it's not because Trump still could have paid her hush money even if it wasn't true. It might not be true for all I know. She could be lying about the whole thing. Maybe he pays her hush money because it's easier to pay her $130,000 to keep her quiet than to have her spill all this detail out to Melania.
But they were already said in front of the jury.
Yeah, this is the problem here. And the judge did try and put guardrails with the prosecution and say that these are the guardrails.
The problem is you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. You can't unhear something. But he said, yeah, we got to put the guardrails back on this, guys. I originally said you could tell all these Stormy Daniels stories. Now, let's veer away from that in this trial. And Judge Mershon knew it was too late.
Yeah, he knew it.
He wanted to slander Trump in public first.
Yep.
Just go back to basics here. This is about books and records keeping. This is about somebody in Trump Tower who registered a legal fee as a legal fee payment. Okay, that's it. A payment to Michael Cohen, who was an attorney, to reimburse him was a legal fee. That's what this case is about. Where was President Trump? In the White House.
So Trump can't be...
and that right there is exactly, Doug is right. That's exactly what Judge Mershon wanted to do. He wanted to slander Trump. He probably was still, it's at the point where now he never liked Donald Trump. And then Donald Trump been paying all these fines because Donald Trump been still speaking his truth on Truth Social. Then you got this crooked judge trying to make him delete his tweets. But yet, Alvin Bragg and your daughter get to keep talking about him, slandering him, and every time he say something back, he get a fine. This stuff is just ridiculous. So that judge sat there and allowed Stormy Daniels to say all type of gross stuff that ain't even part of the case. And like I said before, he let her do that because they want to try to, if this case don't work and they get thrown out or whatever the case may be, they're going to try to find another way to open up another case on Donald Trump by her just saying this disturbing stuff. It's just crazy. She already said she don't like Trump. So somebody saying that they hate somebody, they don't like them, that person will lie on you because they don't like you. And I bet you 100%, I bet you Stormy Daniels is lying. She's trying to get a payday, just like E. Jean Carroll is trying to get a payday.
Responsible for this if he was in the White House. He had nothing to do with all this stuff. That's why he was saying earlier that he just probably signed a document, saying pay whatever. It's part of his business. He signs hundreds of documents to have his business pay for stuff.
And they're trying to now make this a very salacious, it's a complete extortion situation. And they're using their hand for the Biden administration to, number one, slow him down so that he can't go on the campaign trail. Number two, get headlines that they think will damage him.
So all of this is just a big use of the waste of trial time for the Democrats to try and campaign against Trump. And then Trump, of course, is going to just say, fine, you got me tied up in court. How about I use this to campaign against you? And that is what this election is about. Not Trump versus Biden, but Trump versus the corrupt state.
Clear. And the judge was trying to prevent that. But I can tell you, I just thought the prosecution completely disregarded the guardrails, didn't care. And that's why we moved for a mistrial.
Oh, so I didn't hear that they moved for a mistrial. And so I haven't heard anything on that, but that's the first I heard of it. So I hope they do get a mistrial. They should.
How effective can the limiting instructions be for jurors?
I think they're useless. I think they're completely useless. I'll be honest with you.
I love this too, because I'm very skeptical of our court system. It's antiquated. This is foolish to think that you can say, you can get the judge can give instructions. You're not allowed to allow that testimony by Stormy Daniels to affect your decision is ridiculous. After what they hear, you can't, it's like if I show you a photo of a dead puppy on the side of the road, then say, oh, just pretend like you didn't see it. You can't unsee that.
Can't.
This is an art. It's not a science.
And now they got everybody that, especially that don't like Trump, is bringing this up about, Stormy Daniels' testimony. She said Trump did this. He did this. All in the hotel room. I mean, just all type of stuff. Now got the whole media, especially CNN, they just straight running with it. And that right there was what Judge Mershon wanted. He wanted to try to humiliate Donald Trump. He wanted to slander Donald Trump, was the reason he sit up there and let Stormy Daniels sit up there and say all of that stuff, and not one time did he try to stop her. You know why? Because he wanted it out. And then gonna try to end it off with, this ain't got nothing to do with the case. It's just ridiculous. That judge need to be removed.
You're in a courtroom, no matter what the reporters are saying, you have to understand that as an attorney, it's a craft. You have to sit there, you have to listen, you have to read the room, you have to read the judge and the jury.
I only put that clip in there because she said that being a lawyer is an art form. And I'm an artist, so I get to weigh in on this because I think I'm kind of an expert on the arts. I do agree. It is not about studying the law. It's about reading people in that jury and manipulating them, giving them information, influencing them. That's the art form of this stuff. And I hate to say it, but that's why I don't think it's about justice.
If you constantly object and a judge is constantly saying you're overruled, how does that make you look to a jury? Right. There is a dance that you have to do, and you have to look at everything. So that was a little bit of an unfair assumption, if you ask me.
I'm sorry.
That was because Judge Mershon blamed Trump's defense for not objecting enough during that Stormy Daniels thing, and she's saying you don't want to object.
See, he's trying to get a cop out. Oh, they didn't object enough. It's like this judge didn't want to hear from Trump's defense team anyway. They want a mistrial. He wouldn't even do it. It's like, bro.
Object all the time because it can be seen as being too much of a chatterbox and too disruptive. So that's her defense. That's his defense. In the meanwhile, though, this is good. I just wanted to give you a little more detail about how gross Juan Mershon ran his courtroom. It's disrespectful to his career and to the law.
Shout out to Doug, man. Another great video. Because this judge is disgusting and he wanted to hear a porn star say all of that stuff. That's what it is. He wanted to hear her say all of that. To slander Trump, and he might just want to hear it anyway. Because that's probably just the type of judge he is. So it is just crazy. But like I said, make sure y'all please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. I'll catch y'all in the next one.